Hello students, welcome to history class. So we have already started our second chapter, right? That is kings, farmers and towns. Okay, so today we are going to discuss one small point. Okay, so that is from an early empire, how important was the empire? That is the Maurya's. Okay, so when the historians, they started reconstructing the early Indian history, they have found that the emergence of the Mauryan empire as one of the important landmark. उन्होंने क्या समझा कि इंडियन हिस्ट्री में जब मयूरन एम्पायर का क्या हुआ, एमर्जेंस हुआ, ये क्या है, एक बहुत बड़ी क्या है, एक लैंडमार्क है. ठीक है. सो like during that time, okay, like during the 19th and 20th century, okay, as we all know that India was under the colonial rule and India was one of the British empire, है कि नहीं. तो उसी टाइम क्या हुआ था कि जब भी इंडियन आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट वगैरह ने दे स्टार्टेड वर्किंग टू फाइंड आउट द political scenario of India, okay, they have found many evidences that in early India also, there exists an empire that was both challenging and excited. Okay, so at the same time, if you look into the archaeological finds, okay, they have found the most important, or the most beautiful, okay, stone sculptures that belongs to the Mauryan empire. Okay, it was so important and spectacular in the form of art. Okay, so at the same time, the archaeologists or the historians, they have found the Asokan inscription, and and every Asokan inscription, they carry the same messages. Okay, and as you know that the Asoka was the first person, that has convey his message through engraving it on inscription, as I told you in earlier class. Okay, so they have found many interesting and excited evidences from this empire. Okay, from which empire? From Asoka empire. Okay, so at the same time, the historians have found Asoka as one of the most powerful, okay, and industrious as well as humble leader in comparison to those leaders or those later leaders, okay, who only adopted a huge or grandiose title. Okay, so as you know, we used to refer Asoka as Piyadasi and Devanamapriya as well. Okay, but he has adopted a different title, but at the same time he has worked according to that title as well, right, as Dhamma, Asoka Dhamma, right. So at the same time, during the time of 19th and 20th century, India was under the colonial rulers, as I told you, right. So the Indian nationalist leader, they have taken Asoka as an inspiration during that time as also. Okay, so but we don't know how important was the Asokan Mauryan empire. We don't have any idea. Okay, because the Mauryan, if you look into the Mauryan history, they have only ruled for 150 years, right. They have only ruled for 150 years, and it is not a long span of time as we compare it with other empire. Okay, but at the same time, if you look into the other point, their extension of the empire or the geographical location of the Mauryas, they have not encompassed the entire subcontinent. Okay, but we can say that the Mauryan empire was one of the most powerful and one of the most remarkable empire of the time of the period. Okay, so after the death of Asoka, okay, his successor, okay, that was 232 BC around. Okay, that was the date time of Asoka. Okay, during his after his death, okay, his successor was not so ever like his ancestors like Asoka, okay, Bindusara, Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, and the empire started to get slowly the Mauryan empire, it started getting weaker day by day, and it was on the verge of decline. So the because of this weakness and the inefficient leader, okay, the the other chiefdoms and kingdoms started to emerge in the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so in our next class we will going to discuss all these small kingdoms and chiefdoms. Okay, so today we'll going to wrap up our class here only. So I hope you have understood about the Moiras and the Moira administration. Okay, so let's meet you up in our next class. Okay, so take care and bye bye.